荒野にさまよう魂、我を傷つけられると思うな。
甘い。難攻不落天道。ここに天道万象岩山八九。
姿を残さん呪言直。挑戦だ。いや
もみち散らまく惜しみ。
化粧。部外者禁止。
難攻不落。天道ここにあり。
律令直具現化せよ。
剣女盤石。わらわにとって普遍も一種の美。はあ、じゃが属性とはいつまでも変わらぬまま続くものではない。 うかつに攻めるな。岩山八九。
呪言。
甘い。花と酒を手に景色を堪能しようとしたが、あの頃とはもう違う。旧友とまた。 大半の者の一生は紙に書いても数行にしかならず、そのほとんどが退屈な物語なんじゃ。わらわにとって普遍も一種の美。はあ、じゃが属性とはいつまでも変わらぬまま続くものではない。大半の者の一生は紙に書いても数行にしかならず、そのほとんどが退屈な物語なんじゃ。最近の八重戸。
新天道地。 天道ここにあり。岩山八九。
満員だよ。
直呪言直
難攻不落。
神道の
天
権限
道万象。はっ。甘い。流通のために作られた船は港に止まる。だからリーウェはあらゆる富が沈着する場所だ。花と酒を手に景色を堪能しようとしたが、あの頃とはもう違う。旧友とまた。
これはどうかな。
天理チョーク。霹靂先陣。はっ。甘い。難攻不落。
姿を残さ呪言律令一緒に踊りましょう。
剣女盤石。
直律令呪言
天道ここにあり。
律令
ダメ。
よっ
剣女盤石。難攻不落。ここにあり。
めくれまし。
直や来光意と美しきかな。
めくれまし。
天道ここにあり。いざ。
Smells like am I muted? Yeah, I am muted. Sorry about that, guys.
女盤石。
瑠璃のように落ちなさい。ついていきます。
Can I help her now?
よっ。
Where is she?
はい。
Oh. No wonder.
難攻不落。
やっ。はっ。せっ。やっ。ふっ。お触り禁止。はっ。
I see.
いざ。ふっ。はっ。ふっ。
Single bone.
はっ。剣女盤石。
あれれれれ。Let's go.
部外者禁止。
Let's go.
よっ。よっ。
剣女盤石。はっ。いざ。いや、甘い。
Whoa. Whoa.
新天道地。
Yo, this is crazy. Just insane. What are you doing up there? Never. Never. Still.
岩山八九。天道ここにある。剣女盤石。属性を見下ろす。岩山八九。 花と酒を手に景色を堪能しようとしたが、あの頃とはもう違う。悠々とまた。
Oh my god. Yoba.
天理チョーク、難攻不落。
天へとな。
やっと。いざ。
お触り禁止。この仕事は排除するべきですね。ついて部外者禁止。
剣女盤石、天道万象。
相関化粧。やっ
岩山八九。
お触り禁止。 運動は必要です。
わらわにとって普遍も一種の美。はあ、じゃが属性とはいつまでも変わらぬまま続くものではない。さて、
岩山八九。
逃げ道はありません。
ふっ、いざ。難攻不落。
見切りました。はっ、
어.
岩山八九。
世間話はよそう。話すこともないのに必死に話題を探すなんて滑稽だからね。
浮世の風景は幾千年も変わらないというのに、人の世とはこうも白露と泡のように儚い。
And it costs $500,000 just to run it for 1 year. What is happening? Why is it so expensive? Who's on the team? How did it all start? I'm sure you have a lot of questions and you're curious about what exactly goes into starting an esports team, and honestly, I'm still trying to figure that out myself. First, let me explain how it all began. A long time ago, 4 months specifically, which I guess isn't really that long when you think about it. Me and my #1 fan, Tarek, we were streaming together and we got to talking.
Did OTV apply for franchising?
No, but I'm thinking about just picking up 5 players. I'm gonna fly them out to LA, put them in a mansion, feed them, give them a salary, and I say, if you make it to VCT within 1 year, you know, you can stay. All they have to do is play Valorant.
How hard could it be? Basically, they would get paid once they make it into the main league, and until then, they get paid in clout.
And I'll bring them to the clubs to meet honeys too. But they also have to learn to respect women, because that's something that a lot of players lack.
Now at this point it was just a joke, you know, just banter between friends. But then, later that month, Riot Games announced that Valorant will be moving into a franchise league format, meaning that only 5 North American teams will get to play at the highest level. That's not a lot of teams, that's only 5, which is less than 6. And that's only 25 players, which means there's like hundreds of other players not playing at the highest level. They'll be playing at the tier 2 level. And honestly, that's where the fun and interest is gonna be, at the tier 2 level, because the competition is maybe even higher than a tier 1 level.
Challengers League will have 6 components: 2 qualifiers, 2 splits, a mid-season invitational, and the Challengers playoffs. Entrance into the league starts with the open qualifier and last chance qualifier. 256 teams will compete over the 5-day span. When 32 teams remain, the bracket will convert to a double elimination best of 3 bracket. 2 teams will earn a spot in Challengers League from the winner's side and wrap up with 2 teams qualifying from the lower bracket. 6 teams have earned a spot through qualifiers, and 6 teams have been directly invited to form the Challengers League.
Yeah, real simple, right? So technically, anyone can participate. And since we currently do not have an org, we don't have any players, we don't have anything, we definitely would not be invited by Riot Games, which means if we wanted to play in this tier 2 challenger league, we need to essentially win this 256 team tournament, which gave me 2 months to, you know, create a new company, sign a coach, sign 5 players, and hope they have enough time left to practice and win this whole thing. How hard could that be? These are tier 2 players. Just give them a couple of $1,000 and they'll be happy, right? I was very wrong. So very wrong. There's a reason why North American esports orgs are notorious for being unprofitable, because they take all this money from these big investment firms and crypto websites and they just spend it pretty irresponsibly to try and get the best talent available, because they think the more money you spend, the better your team is, right? I mean, that's just logical. You can't beat that logic. And this in turn raises the cost of players available, which is great for the players, not for the orgs, because now they have to figure out a way to recoup that cost. They stay alive because they either A, lie to their investors and say, oh yeah, we're totally gonna win worlds next year if you can just give us a little more money to sign a super good player. They can sell like a crap ton of hoodies, you know, because their loyal fan base will just eat it up, and they can like sell it at a huge markup. So if a hoodie costs them like $50 to make, they could sell it for $200 because you want to support us, don't you? They could start signing content creators and have them just do like YouTube videos with a crap ton of sponsors on it, or they could start promoting some very dubious
have laundry? Yeah, I forgot.
Let's try it.
Huh?
It's fine. Are you gonna do it?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, it's too late.
No, it's fine.
I'll do like a
Are
couple.
you gonna wash it or you're washing, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
few of them.
No, we'll just make a whole load if you're gonna wash.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah.
Alright. Sorry.
This very shady cryptocurrency. Not a lot of great options for esports orgs, but thankfully after spending a couple of years over at Facebook, I saved up some money in the old piggy bank to be able to keep an esports team running for at least like a few months. So with each player costing $5,000 minimum, the coach is also, you know, similarly priced. You're looking at $30,000 a month, which is $360,000 a year minimum. And again, this doesn't include any other staff you might need, like designers, like stuff like accountants and lawyers to look over these contracts. Add everything up, and that's at least $500,000 a year. But surely a creator-backed org run by one of the most respected figures in the industry, not to mention handsome as hell, would be able to eventually turn a profit, right?
For those that don't know, I'm sure most of you know by now, I own an esports org called Moist Esports, and I fucking love it. I am extremely passionate about Moist Esports, but I run it at a massive net loss. I don't want to get too deep into the nitty-gritty here, too deep into the weeds and the brass tacks, but I lose roughly 6 figures a month on it, and it's fine.
So as you can see, it's pretty, the landscape's pretty bad. It's pretty doomed. If Charlie, Moist Critical, can't make money with his esports org, then what hope do I have? But it's too late now. I've gone too far to turn back. I talked about it once on stream, and that means I'm committed.
I'm actually monitoring this team to pick up.
You're gonna like buy a team?
Yeah, but it's really expensive.
I mean, I'd imagine you probably have to pay 5 salaries, right?
Yeah.
I would guess a team costs over $1 million.
We do heckin' love Valorant.
So, knowing nothing about the Valorant scene, I decided to hit up CSGO legend Robin Fiflaren Johansson and ask him for help.
I've been helping out Jeremy since the start of November on this project when it comes to player contracts, speaking to the agencies, as well as working with the TOs heading into Challenger. What made me say yes to working with Jeremy on this project to begin with was honestly that I felt that he was into it. He was passionate. You know, I've been in this space for 17 plus years now. A lot of the things you see when you first got into it, people had a shared hobby and turned into like competing, and later on kind of transition into people believing and thinking that you're going to be making a lot of money in this space. And I think with that kind of comes a bad mindset into what you're doing with this organization to begin with. Jeremy never struck me as one of those. Jeremy struck me as, I just want to do cool shit, and I want to have people that can do this cool shit with me. And he's obviously here to win, but at the same time also has some fun around it and can share some laughs and be a little bit goofy at the same time.
Toast, as someone who's been in this industry for over 20 years, you probably picked the worst time to get into esports in the last decade. Congratulations. You made a funny tweet yesterday. How do esports teams actually make money? And unsurprisingly, many of the responses, and truthfully, yeah, they don't right now.
After our initial conversation in terms of what he wanted, what he was thinking, in terms of my recommendations, the first thing for me, and I think this is especially important if you're entering a space that you might not be a complete expert in, was to try and find and figure out who is going to be coaching these guys.
Hello guys, my name is Kyle O'Brien. I'm the head coach of Disguised Toast's team. Yeah, I was first made aware of Toast looking for a team on Twitter. At first I wasn't 100% sure if he was like memeing or like something like that. I was like, shit, this guy's got a lot of money if he wants to start an esports org.
I've known Ocean for a few years. He's obviously a former CS veteran, a little bit older, which I think is super needed in a space in North America when you do have a lot of young talent. It's not about just topping the scoreboard, it's about winning as a team, losing as a team.
So Ocean was the coach recommended to me by both